Anglesey Circuit in beautiful, beautiful North Wales. Where else do you get a view like this when you're enjoying your racing? Welcome to Thundersport Plus.
Hello and welcome then to Anglesey for round 7 of the 2016 Championships. 3 rounds to go, including this one. The Sparklight Racing, Golden Era Supersport and Steelsport on the grid. Number 26, Ryan Cooper is back out with us, the rider from Leeds. Andy Scanlon there, number 24, currently second in the championship. But we have number 68 there as well. Nice to see Nick Wainwright. But of course, the news is, over in the far corner there, number 64, Chris Helliwell comes into this race as the champion of the Golden Era Supersport Championship. Oh, a few interesting starts there. Andy Scanlon not getting away well. We're on board with him here as they tip into turn 1. He's going to get squeezed out wide as well. But Chris Helliwell there just going through. You can see the bright yellow blur coming through and into second or third place there. He has finally picked up his first Thundersport Championship as he runs wide around the banking. We're on board with Scanlon here. He's now fighting his way back into 4th place past Nick Wainwright. And around Church Corner, he should be successful. At the front of this one, it's 55. That is Adam Darnell, who has the early lead here. Of course, further back, we also have the Steelsport riders. And so keep an eye out for Mark Biswell, who's your championship leader. Normally can't miss him. Bright coloured bike, number 35. Here is, though, Darnell that has the lead just ahead of Ryan Cooper and Helliwell. Then it's Scanlon we're on board with on the orange R6 in 4th place. Adam Darnell out there, rider also on a Sparklight racing machine, and that's Ryan Cooper who's just gone down. We're on board with Scanlon. Ryan Cooper's dropped out of 2nd place, so the 2 Sparklight racing Yamahas are 1st and 2nd at the moment. Adam Darnell, a temporary teammate if you like, to Chris Helliwell for this weekend. There is number 65, is David Langley, with Mark Biswell just up next to him, just up ahead of him in fact, who leads in the Steelsport category. But out front, Chris Helliwell looking to pounce here on Adam Darnell. There is number 55. Helliwell has a big look over his shoulder in 2nd place, just to see if he's got company. Scanlon there in 3rd. Scanlon 2nd overall in the championship, crucially ahead of Nick Wainwright in this race. Further back there, you can see number 53, Rob Morby, double Thundersport senior champion. We're on board here with RAF rider Vickerman. He just makes up a place up into the top 15. He just went past Paul Debenham there. But, there has been a change out front. Chris Helliwell does now lead up ahead of Adam Darnell. Bit of a gap then, back to Scanlon and Wainwright, who fight it out for 4th on circuit and 2nd in the championship. Sid's here with me in the commentary box. Sid, we look back, David Langley at the moment, the highest placed rider who's not on a Yamaha. The argument would be at the moment, the Golden Era Supersport Championship, I suppose from a neutral perspective, people could argue, well, is there much point in jumping on something else at the moment because the Yamahas are so strong? But I'm sure you've got an argument against that.
Well, it depends whether you like certain machines. I mean, like the Hondas, for example. I mean, if you do a bit of work to them, then they are competitive. However, I mean, without a doubt, of course, the R6 5E EB is the weapon of choice. It was a game changer, basically, in the day. As you know, you had one yourself. Absolutely brilliant machine, and in the right hands, this bike will be good in Sportsman Elite today. I mean, it can run in the top 10. It's that good. But you know, these bikes can be picked up. We've just done a feature on this actually, and because the grid numbers were down here for this round, to be fair, and I know that Anglesey's the back end of the world, long way to travel for some people. We just worked really well just to show people how to get into racing without breaking the bank. And you know, you can pick a Steelsport bike up like Mark Biswell's for about 700 quid. Spend about another 700 quid on it, and bingo, you can go racing. And that's the crux of it, basically. So this is the way in. This feature we did has done really well, and I'm pleased to tell you that we've got 37 for Donington on the grid.
Great news indeed. And speaking of Yamahas, you see a couple more there. We just see Sam Nicholson. Chris Helliwell, quick word on him, Sid. Pleased to see him finally pick up the championship. It was on the cards. It was unlikely anyone was going to be able to catch him this season. But after working so hard in so many seasons, it's nice to see him finally pick up a Thundersport championship.
Yeah, Ashley Valls at Avon Tyres. Chris has duelled up with them. They've had a great season together. Sparklight Racing, we've built him a fantastic bike. He's got support, including his Club 64, where he wanted 64 people, give him 64 quid. Brilliant. Great idea. Helps with the funding. Done really well. It's great. He lost his dad about 4 years ago. He's always wanted to give his dad something to be proud of. I'm sure he's proud of him anyway. But and he's got this championship under his belt. And I think he's going to go Sportsman Elite Racing next year, which will be an eye-opener. But obviously he's already been in that particular department, but he's stuck with this one, done really well. That guy there, Andy Scanlon, number 24, did a feature with him from Anglesey, interview feature. He's done really well. Obviously lost the chance of winning this championship, still after second, definitely coming back next year and going to give a crack at winning it.
Well, we'll look forward to that. 65 there, David Langley just going underneath Rob Morby a moment ago. There's Nick Wainwright. He's at the moment on for a top 3 finish overall. Of course, Ryan Cooper going down has aided Scanlon and Wainwright's charges and chances of getting second, third, fourth. Those positions still up for grabs and will continue to be over the next few rounds. It's Adrian Bridges from Solihull, just up ahead of Chris Spink, who was last year's steel frame champion. Spink at the moment third in class in the race. There's Helliwell then up ahead of Darnell. Darnell's not a million miles away actually. The low 112s are the laps that are going. Lap record's gone. Chris Helliwell is under that as we see Scanlon and Wainwright continuing to fight. Of course, these Yamahas, when they did come onto the scene, and I'm looking back at World Supersport, they really were unbelievable when they first came in. The likes of Whittam and Casoli, funnily enough. If you remember back on the Belgarda Yamaha, they first sort of used these new Yamaha R6s and they were real weapons. And then for the next 6 or 7 years, really, the upgraded versions of the Yamahas as well went on to be dominant in World Supersport 4. So good to see them being used out here, and of course they are really, really reliable machines as well. That's another thing just to point out. Easy to ride, and so that's why you'll see so many of them out there on them. There is Scanlon and Wainwright then. Number 24 is Scanlon, 68 Wainwright. Both riders coming into this weekend were only separated by 10 points, so all to play for. Scanlon from Thatcher and Wainwright hailing from Beverley on the Paints Fiction Racing Yamaha. Here is Chris Spink again, up ahead of 43, Rob Vickerman from Willoughby. Then Brad Davey, number 14. Last lap flag is out. Chris Helliwell should have this one in the bag. It will be another win to add on to his tally. Sparklight Racing rider, despite winning the championship, is not interested in giving anyone else a chance. He wants to continue hammering home those victories, and of course, as you say, moving to Sportsman Elite in 2017. It is a class that he's been in before. He has been on the podium there before. He's won races there before, but it's just been over the course of the season where he's not quite managed to get that success going. But with a championship under his belt, he'll feel like at least one job is done. So there's slightly less pressure on him.
And connected to the right people. This, as you well know, makes a big difference.
Certainly does. There he is up ahead of Darnell then, the two Sparklight Racing machines going really strong. Will be fascinating to see what sort of mixture of talent we have out on the grid next time out then, with 36, 37 of them. Well then, just one corner left, round this final turn here. The Golden Era Supersport champion takes race one here at Anglesey. He wins it. Points straight towards his dad as well. Championship is done and dusted. Adam Darnell is second, and third place goes to Nick Wainwright, in fact, on the line there. Managed to get past Andy Scanlon in the closing stages. David Langley was 5th and was the first rider across the line of the steel frame competitors, with Rob Morby in 6th. Top 3 there then overall: Chris Helliwell, Adam Darnell and Nick Wainwright. And in the Steelsport, David Langley, your winner, from Mark Biswell and Chris Spink.
Nick, fantastic 3rd place. You must be well pleased. It's a lovely track, but lovely day. Chuffed, eh?
Absolutely chuffed, yeah. It's the first time we've been to Anglesey. Fell in love with the circuit straight away. It was a hard one, was that, to be honest with you. We had a good day yesterday, but sitting in 4th, a long way off, the front 3, managed to reel Andy Scanlon in. Fair play to Chris. He's been on it all year. I'm well happy for Chris to do it this early, to be fair, because we can all relax now and just enjoy the racing rather than chasing all the time. So yeah, it's been a good weekend.
And you've got some people to thank, I know.
I have, yeah. Mark Wainwright from Paints Fiction Race Paints. Again, the bikes meticulously prepared this weekend. They've been absolutely brilliant. Andy Gaze from Intergear of Hull. John Warrington Motorcycles of Malton, and the East Riding Group of Beverley. Without them guys, it would be impossible to do. So thanks very much to them, and you guys as well, for putting on such a great show. Thanks very much.
Many thanks. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
Adam? Well, Adam, you're racing with Sparklight Racing, the sponsor for this class, and so I think you're probably new to them. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, well, I normally race in pre-national, but I didn't have a bike at the beginning of the weekend, so they lent me a bike, and I come home with 2nd, so well pleased.
Does that mean that you've got a change of class then?
Well, maybe, I don't know, I might have to look at this, but yeah, no, really happy. Yeah.
The bikes usually come a bit cheaper than the elite ones and pre-national.
Yeah. Well, I've just spent a fortune on a new pre-national bike, so I'm going to have to sell it and get one of these, but yeah, really happy anyway. So.
Have you got anybody you'd like to thank?
With Sparklight, and obviously my girlfriend, who comes along with me to most races, but yeah, really happy.
Excellent. Well done, Adam.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Skid Marks Halliwell, 2016 champion. Well done, Chris. Many congratulations. And I know particularly this weekend it means a lot for you, and you're remembering your dad, so tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, it's 7 years ago this exact weekend, exact day that I had the knock on the door, to be fair. I had to tell the family, but it's been so hard this weekend because it's like things happen for a reason, so you're making me well up here. And just wanted to do it. I put so much pressure on myself because I knew we were capable of doing it and everything, and yeah, I've managed to do it, and I'm overwhelmed, to be fair. Last few laps were shocking. I made so many mistakes, and I like that we're back in pre-nationals again, not hitting any apex, mate. It were horrible, but we've done it, haven't we?
Well, you can relax now. Know you've done it, and you've got a lot of support here. In fact, Parc Ferme is full of the championship T-shirts, and but you must have some people to thank. All the people that help you along the way.
Yeah, massive thank you to obviously Sparklight Racing, PC Kelly, Commercial Fleet Services. Ian Baldy's not here, he's let me down this weekend, but now we're joking. IMH Recruitment and Wilson Windows and Sparklight obviously again, and look at them all, they're all there, and there's about 25 of them, 30 of them, and they've all come here to support me this weekend, and Liam, but it's a shame about Liam, but at least we can do a good weekend for my dad's weekend and actually turn it into a positive for once. At least it'll be remembered for something else as well. We've both done, you know what I mean? So,
Chris, very well done. I'm made up for you.
Thank you.
Chris, well, you're back on the podium again. Last year's champion. You're still enjoying it. So I wondered if you were going to do it this year, actually.
Yeah, still enjoying it. Struggling for funds always, but Mark's actually lent me a tank for today. Got a problem with my tank. Family are chipping in. Hoping to be at Donington. Like I say, came to this one, we didn't do Rockingham because of funds. Just happy to be back up here. We're on the pace of these boys, but we're not riding as often. Bike's perhaps not up to scratch because we can't afford to keep it up tip top. So, but just mega thanks to the family. Really supportive. Always there when we need them. It's great.
Well, it's not easy to get a podium, so very well done for that. And we hope to see you at Donington.
Yeah, it's hopefully there. Yeah.
Well done, mate. Cheers. Mark, great to see you here. Second place again. We've done a little feature on your bike at the weekend, which I'm sure other people are looking at, and you've got one of the best turned out machines in the paddock, and you're riding it like a demon.
Yeah, it's good fun. I didn't expect to be anywhere near the front, It's last year's bike that I ran as a street fighter. The obvious choice was to put some fairings on it and come and have a go with the Steelsport boys, but I'm still learning. I don't really know what I'm doing with it, suspension setup wise and things like that, but it's just good fun racing. The scraps with all the R6 boys, with Dave, it's just a giggle and it's pushing us all on. I mean, I think we've been destroying lap records for the last couple of rounds, and long may it continue. Just I'd like a rest every now and then.
Excellent. And sponsors?
Yeah, there's loads of people who've helped out. Troy at VES, Joe at Kappa Consult comes most weekends and helps out. Darren at RPAS and his family, they're at most weekends. Coffee to Go, A41 Autos, ANC Soda Blasting, all little things they help with, but it makes a big difference.
Dave, first place, fantastic result. See you sporting the Continental hat. Well done.
Thanks very much, Sid. As Mark's just said, smashing lap records every single lap, and he's still matching me every time. He's pushing me and pushing me. He's got that lead in the championship now, so we're working hard to get it back. But with this pace, it's amazing. I'm not sure any Steely's ever been around here as quick as we're going around here at the moment. Brilliant. I haven't got an answer for him at the moment. We knock chunks off of each other and then we come back at each other. And for a bloke that says he don't know what he's doing, wow. I'll say I don't know what I'm doing as well then.
Well, the thing is about this racing, and we've done a bit of a feature about Golden Era Steelsport and Supersport, and it'd be just nice to hear from you. I mean, this is no racing is cheap. We all know that, but this is probably among the most affordable, isn't it?
It is. We were going to go CB500 racing, purely because I had one as a commuter bike many years ago and I loved it. Not too good for Ashton's body shop being a body shop. We need some fairings on the bike, so we decided to go down the Steely route. I think it's a bit more expensive than the CBs because you're using more tyres and stuff, but compared to a Formula bike that I've tried to run before, yeah, it is far cheaper. And smiles for miles and for pounds. Awesome.
I like that, smiles for miles. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, over the moon with it. Well, 3 times this year I've gone quicker around circuits on that Steely than I ever did on my 675. So it just shows how capable those bikes are as well.
Excellent. Well, very well done. And anybody else to thank other than you got on the front of you?
As always, Sid, loads. All the family, the wife for letting me come here, my dad for helping me out, all my mates for helping me out, Spanner, all the people that put money into me, Ashton's mainly, Wescatec, thanks to everyone there, especially Phil. There's many more, Dave Wicks Motorcycles, the RAF MSA, Rock Oil, Broadland Caravan Spares. You know what it's like after a race, your mind goes a bit blank, but just overall, just thank you to everyone that's helped me out and keeps me on the top podium. Thank you very much, guys.
Excellent. Well done, mate.
Cheers. Thanks.
Stay tuned to see if the champion can get himself a double win here at Anglesey. See you in a minute. Time for race 2 in the Golden Era Supersport Championship, brought to you by Sparklight Racing. Round 7, and already we have our champion. Chris Helliwell, crowned champion, job done. 2nd, 3rd and 4th, still wide open. You saw there Nick Wainwright, Andy Scanlon here. Both of those guys fighting it out. Also Ryan Cooper, who went down at the corkscrew in race 1, so he will want to try and put that right here. In race 1, we saw number 55 there on the 2nd row come through to take the whole shot. How will Adam Darnell feature here this time around? Away we go then, and Adam Darnell again with a fantastic start as they head into turn 1. Brad Davey just going through there, as well as 43. Rob Vickerman. As they make the way up towards the banking for the first time, who will be at the front? It will be Ryan Cooper from Adam Darnell and Chris Helliwell. That's your top 3. Then you see number 68, Nick Wainwright, on board here with the champion then, Chris Helliwell, chasing down Ryan Cooper, who went down himself earlier. Then you can see there Rob Morby, Mark Biswell. Biswell will be looking to get himself back on the top step in the steel frames ahead of David Langley, number 65. They come around Rocket Corner. Cooper it is then with the advantage from Helliwell. Then Wainwright. Wainwright's got himself up ahead of Adam Darnell. Confirmation has just come through that Adam Darnell is going to get a 10-second penalty for a jump start. So this time around, he was a little bit too quick on the trigger. We're on board here now with Helliwell in second place. So Darnell will not be on the podium this time around. Chris Helliwell taking a nice wide line, which is going to give him some lovely drive on the start-finish straight, and that is exactly how you do that. Elbows, though, as they head into turn 1. Should be Helliwell that's just about made it through. Brilliant drive from Helliwell onto the start-finish straight there. And Ryan Cooper has been nudged back into second place overall. Sid's here with me in the commentary box. We saw in race 1, Helliwell, his time to get to the front. This time, he's not messing about. It looks like he just, he's not bothered, is he, at all, by leading from the front?
No, he's poor qualifying, really. Not actually sure what went wrong. But he's got so much confidence, and that is the thing, isn't it? I mean, we all know that at least 85% of this racing is in the head, and once you've got that confidence, the things you can do with a motorcycle is unbelievable. And as soon as your bottle is gone and you stiffen up, that's when it all goes wrong.
Oh dear, and stiffening out there. And that is David Langley. He won't be on the top step again this time in the steel frame competition. He just about gets to his feet, a little dazed. But that's the end of his race, and so there will be a steel frame win up for grabs. A major moment there on the exit of the final corner from Ryan Cooper. He won't want to throw it down the road again, and that means that he's been closed up now. He's got Darnell just up behind him, and then it's Wainwright. Of course, we've got to take into consideration here that number 55 there has got a jump start penalty, despite the fact that he's trying to charge past Ryan Cooper. He probably won't know he's got a jump start penalty unless, of course, he is well aware that he jumped the gun himself.
Most people know, but whether he's got, I haven't seen a sign on pit wall yet to tell him.
Oh, I don't think he'll even get a sign on pit wall, probably, but it's a difficult one to really relay to these riders.
Sparklight Racing is a professional outfit, you know. I don't know. Behind him, Nick Wainwright, hasn't he done well this year? Unfortunately, he had a crash yesterday, but brilliant racing from him. Really got on. I don't think he was particularly serious about his racing to begin with, but he's certainly well on it now. And, you know, I mean, this bunch here, this gaggle that we've got at this front end, in fact, the two front gaggles, I mean, there's such great fighting between themselves. Great racing all the way through this grid.
Yeah, superb stuff. Fortunately, in the battle for the front, we can't really say the same. Chris Helliwell has been so dominant in this championship this year. He's had a few people turn up and scrap him at times, but no one's really dazed him in the 2016 championship. So Darnell has got himself up into second place, but he will get a 10-second penalty. So he would have to build himself quite an advantage there from second place up. There is Chris Helliwell, the race leader from Darnell.
He's nearly got enough time.
Scanlon's getting himself busy here. Number 24 there on the orange Yamaha, got himself past Nick Wainwright, now looking to make a move on Ryan Cooper as well. Now Ryan Cooper might gingerly approach the corkscrew after what happened earlier, and Scanlon will come out on top. He does. Good job there from Andy Scanlon. The rider from Thatcham on the Stubble Racing Yamaha has now moved up into a podium place. So
I don't think that Chris Halliwell would have had such an easy ride had Andy not been injured early in the season and struggled to get the strength back too. I think that he'd have had a fight on his hands. He's getting there now, but it's still not sorted.
No, well, there is a case for saying that. I think that it would have been nice to have seen Carl Foster defending his championship as well, to see exactly what we had between Carl and Chris, because a few occasions Carl Foster's visited. At times Chris Halliwell had his number, and at times the roles were reversed. Further back, this is Rob Vickerman, just outside the top 10. Mark Biswell, by the way, leads the Steelsport. Of course, we saw early on David Langley go down. Biswell is well in the top 10. The rest of the steel frames at the moment are both Brad Davey and Chris Spink are tussling away just outside the top 10. Ducati rider Brad Davey and Chris Spink, the reigning champion, fighting it out for second and third. So there's Darnell. That's not 10 seconds that he's got over Scanlon, and he's not got 10 seconds over this group either. And look at this, Rob Morby starting to close now on Wainwright and Cooper.
Yeah, of course, ex-senior Thundersport 500 champion, multiple champion I should say. He's took him a while to get to grips with this bike though, you know. I mean, I guess, you know, it's not everybody's cup of tea, the R6, but I just, on that onboard shot there, I just noticed with Rob Vickerman, it shows you what a game changer this bike was. I mean, there's a standard tacho on board that, and you know, you note that it red lines at 16,000. I mean, unbelievable. You know, in that day, to, you know, for a standard machine to red line at 16,000 RPM is just wholly unbelievable.
Well, at the moment, Chris Halliwell has been wholly unbelievable in this championship and here in Anglesey as well. He's not taking his foot off the pedal. He's not giving anyone a chance. Nick Wainwright there. Now that might be interesting on the other side of the corkscrew, because Nick Wainwright almost went into the back of Ryan Cooper, and yeah, he's lost quite a bit of time. Rob Morby has managed to get himself up there, and Morby is now up into 5th place overall, which would in turn actually be 4th, because Adam Darnell will get a 10-second penalty, although Nick Wainwright trying to pounce back immediately. Of course, Nick Wainwright won't want to let Andy Scanlon out of his sights, but since Andy Scanlon has gone past Ryan Cooper, they've got nowhere near him. Just behind these three is Mark Biswell, number 35. You'll see him pop out in a moment. There he is, just at the top of your screen. He leads the Steelsports. In terms of time-wise, at the moment, Adam Darnell, it will be a close-run thing. I don't think he'll quite make the top 6 overall. There he is. This is your race leader.
He's gone well though, hasn't he, that Adam? You know, on that bike, he's done really, really well.
Well, he's done really well, because when you think about it, the lap record from last year was a 1:12.1. Ryan Cooper, as we see the last lap flag go out. And Darnell is doing 1:12.2, so he's only a 10th off the lap record.
Wow.
It's only because this guy here is doing 1:11 flat that no one can really keep up. I mean, that is just over a second off the lap record Chris Halliwell's got at the moment, and he's got time to have a look at the scenery. So, just competition is strong, but just not strong enough for Chris Halliwell. It certainly will be when he makes that step up into the Sportsman Elite Championship next year, though.
Well, as I said to Andy Scanlon when he told me in the interview that he was going to compete for the win here next year, but even he mentioned how many people were planning to come into this, you know. So, you know, sometimes you can just pick the right year, and I'm just not saying for a moment that this has been an easy year for Chris. He's certainly done the job. He's been the best out there. I mean, there's no question about that. And, you know, he's been strong, dominant. But this could be a very, very, very tough championship next year to win. So it's not going to be possibly even as easy as Andy Scanlon maybe thought.
Well, Chris Helliwell certainly makes it look easy. He crosses the line and takes the double win with relative ease here at Anglesey. Not really bothered at any point during that race. He's the champion. He picks up another double win here on TV day. Andy Scanlon will take an excellent second place finish. Nick Wainwright here and Ryan Cooper are tight really across the line, and Ryan Cooper's lost out. Nick Wainwright's going to pinch it. Wainwright takes the final podium place. He's third again. Ryan Cooper fourth. Rob Morby fifth. Mark Biswell is sixth, leading the steel frames. Adam Darnell, by the way, you got that jump start penalty, was one place behind in seventh. Helliwell wins it then from Scanlon and Wainwright. In steel frame, Biswell the winner from Brad Davey and Chris Spink. Let's quickly glance at the championship standings then. There you go, confirmation. He cannot be caught. Chris Helliwell, champion. Andy Scanlon at the moment leads the battle for second best, ahead of Nick Wainwright, Ryan Cooper, Sam Nicholson and Adrian Bridges. And in the Steelsport, slightly closer, Mark Biswell at the moment in charge ahead of David Langley, Chris Spink, Ian Evans, Brad Davey and John Good. Well, it's a long walk from Anglesey to Donington, but some of us are going to attempt it anyway here in the sunshine. We'll be there next month. See you then.